big change is coming for those born under the sign of the goat in 2021. You know, amongst the 12 animal signs, every single year, there will be one animal sign that is called clashing with the Grand Duke, or clashing with the animal sign of the year. So we know 2021 is the year of the ox, and ox clashes with goat. So we know 2021 is the year of the ox, and ox naturally clashes with goat. So by traditional terms, the goat is called clashing with the Grand Duke. Now, before you get scared and jittery, it's going to be a bad year, it's not necessarily a bad year. What it means is when it clashes with the Grand Duke, it signifies change. And usually, when people are resistant to change, when they resist things that are different for them, that's when they feel painful. Okay? If you're one of those that can embrace change, or better yet, if you're one of those that instead of waiting for change to happen, you are the one that initiate the change, you will be in line for greatness in 2021 instead of feeling painful. Now that is because in 2021, the goat actually has two really positive stars. The first one is called Earth Relief, and the second one is called Month Emptiness. Now, I'll start with the month emptiness. The month emptiness have the ability to turn any negative situations into a smaller, manageable situation. So if there is going to be a change, as in change in environment, change in the workforce, change in relationship matters, of course it's going to be painful if you suddenly feel, okay, things are different, right? But not to worry, with the help of this star, most of the time, whatever situation it is, it's going to dissolve to a smaller matter, a smaller controllable matter. So have a little bit of faith in yourself that you got this, you can handle this, that you will be able to manage this change. And in fact, in 2021 will be a year where you probably would realize that there are certain things in your life that have reached to a plateau that is not necessarily different, and you actually would like to initiate a change. And there are three aspects that you actually might want to take action on. Number one is health aspect or well-being. So maybe you felt that you've been very tired, energy level is very low, or you're a bit overweight. This is the year to make that change. Go on a serious detox program or wellness program to transform your body. That could be a good way to use this clash. Number two, maybe relationships. Now, relationships means if you've been in a relationship for a long time and you haven't even thought about getting married, then this would be a year for you to, hey, you know, it's either do it or you don't, right? It's too stale, so make that change. Or maybe you've been suffering for a long time, you've been unhappy in that situation, you've been feeling a lot of pressure a long time, but you just tolerate because you're too afraid to change the status quo. But this might be the year to move on to find something better. Why suffer, right? And the third thing is financial status. Now, a lot of times people are stuck where they are is only because they don't think they can do something different. Or they felt that I'm going to just tolerate and play small. Well, this year might be a time for you to make that change in terms of the roles that you play, the way you manage money, and the way you spend your money. Now, a lot of times making money is very different than saving money. The roles of using money, you could be making them, spending them, saving them, or investing. Is very, very different. Okay, so when there is a clash of Grand Duke, usually it comes with a star called the Great Consumer. A Great Consumer star does indicate big spending, like huge spending. So a lot of times, if you look at the traditional books of Pazi, a Grand Duke will have this star called Tai Ho, means big consumer. So it's like lots of money, but it's not really a bad thing. Maybe you're investing in a new house, right? Maybe you're spending money upgrading your knowledge. Maybe you take on a new course, you study an MBA, you learn a new sales program, you acquire a new skill set that could help you. You spend some money, but it's fine. You invested in yourself. So when you have this type of clash of Grand Duke, this type of stars happening, don't worry, invest in yourself and there will be no losses. Okay, so you also have a star called the Obstacle Star, which obviously comes with a clash with Grand Duke, means there will be blockages. But so what? You're going to jump over this hurdle and you're going to move forward. It's all right, there's some blockages, it's not the end of the world, so what, right? So if you have that sort of mindset, these challenges will mean nothing. You will be able to go through them easily with some effort, okay? With some effort from your own. And of course, you have leopard tail. Leopard tail basically means you step on a leopard's tail and then it bites you. So in the old days, it's about not offending people. I don't think that anyone should be deliberately offending anyone, but then you can't live your life just walking on eggshells, right? So don't worry too much about this leopard tail star, because it is a year where you need to initiate some change. You might ruffle some feathers here and there, it might piss off one or two people, but yes, as long as you have your eyesight towards the future, you'll be fine. Now, in terms of spiritual star, there is the fortune star. We like this star because fortune basically means you experience calmness even in a state of chaos. That fulfillment, that's real good fortune. When everything else is, volatile and shaky, yet you experience a certain calmness and inner peace, that's really, really good fortune. Good fortune is being able to have your loved ones love you back. That's a very powerful spiritual state to be in. So you actually could achieve this year if you pursue that path, being more connected with them, being able to connect spiritually as well. Now, spiritually doesn't mean go there and do the magic thing. Yeah, not like that. People have the wrong idea of spiritual. Spiritual basically means your understanding has that freedom to experience enlightenment. Okay? So it's not about doing religious things, like you have to go and burn like 1,000 Joss papers here and then do magic charms. Not that. Spiritual practice is basically being able to be liberated and being able to be more free, be more of your true self, be truly happy. That's a true spiritual enlightenment for you. So all in all, I think it's a positive change for good in 2021. Follow the link to download the notes so that you can read more about it. And remember, goat can appear in your year, month, day, or hour of birth. It could be any one of these places. If it's in the year, that means great changes take place in terms of your network, in terms of your industry. Might not necessarily be you. And if it's in your month of birth, well, there could be change of jobs, change of roles, maybe even change of company structure that you have to embrace and or you might initiate, or maybe you need to change the way you do things in order to go with the times, pivot to something that is different. And if it is in the day of birth, like so, well, this is a relationship change. So it's a relationship status change. So if you're single, this might be a great year that suddenly you might find somebody to connect with. If you have been with someone and not yet married, this might be a year you suddenly get the opportunity to do so. And if you have been a long time and you have not decided to marry, maybe it's time to look for somebody else, okay? Because you know what? You have your whole life ahead of you, and if you're suffering some situations where you're not that happy, it's either you tolerate it or you speak up and change it. Yes, it will be painful, but if not this year, when are you going to talk about it? Okay? It's sometimes good to bite the bullet, pain for a while, but then the change leads to something better in the long run. And if it's in the hour of birth, basically, if you're running an organization, there will be some attrition. You might get rid of some people on your team because maybe you're not so efficient, or maybe you're going to reduce your expenses in some ways or change the way you spend money, because that means a change in terms of your management of your wealth and or your money. So download the notes, okay? Follow the link that you see right now. Watch the other videos on the other animal signs to learn more about your Barter chart, your full astrology chart. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon because I will be releasing a lot more videos about the year of the metal ox.